What's up, everybody? My name is CoalFire, and we are here today with the co-founder of DreamPunks Studios, Paul Ambrosiussen.
Hi CoalFire, thank you for having us on the interview.
We're here today to talk about your upcoming release of your new game, Einar. So what do you want people to know about it right away?
What do we want you to know about Einar? Einar is a game that we've been developing at a university called NATV Breda. We've been working on it with a total of 40 developers, and at any given time we've had around 35 developers working on it. Well, the game has been developed by my company called DreamPunks, which basically pitches a project at the university and then has students join in to work on that project. Well, so with Einar we've tried to produce a AAA game, or try to simulate in building a AAA game as much as possible. Well, we've been doing that by doing lots of pre-production for the game, so doing lots of research and those kinds of things. And in the end, I think we resulted in quite a good demo.
So what were the inspirations for you for this game? Any kind of mythology, or what are these creatures that we're fighting?
That's a pretty interesting question, so thank you for that. So about these creatures in our world. Well, these creatures in the world are called Draugr. Draugrs are based on ancient Norse mythology. In the world of Einar, we've had lots of Vikings living in a fishing village, just doing their normal, regular, daily habits. But at some point in the world, a meteorite crashed nearby in a mining village. Well, the Vikings figured out that this meteorite actually contained metal that enhanced their weapons. So what these Vikings did is they took the metal from the meteorite and they applied it to their weapons, which made them a lot stronger than other Vikings in the region. However, 2 years later, what they didn't know is that this metal from the meteorite was actually holding a virus, a corruption virus. So what happened is that these weapons that the Vikings were holding actually merged together with these Vikings and turned them into these metal-like creatures called Draugr.
Very cool. So what about the gameplay side? What other games did you look for inspiration as the type of game that you wanted Einar to be?
There's actually a couple of them. The first one is God of War. So with Einar we have lots of button mashing and hack and slash elements which we bring out using our dismemberment system. Within Einar, if you're fighting as Tyr, you can dismember any enemy during combat and combo you're doing. Well, we've also looked at Shadow of Mordor about the grouping behavior, the combat scenes, where you have lots of enemies surrounding the player, where you have to strategically look at where are the enemies, which one is going to attack me, what am I going to do to defeat them, and how can I have a fun gameplay experience while doing that. Well, as for the third game that we've looked at is Dark Souls. In our game we also have a very difficult enemy type called the Heavy Draugr. This Heavy Draugr is very difficult to defeat and requires some tactical gameplay. You need to dodge to not get hit by him, and you need to properly time your attacks using Tyr and Thor and get away from him and fire arrows at him using Freya. Well, from this game, Dark Souls, we've put in a bit of the harder to defeat gameplay. So during combat scenes, you do not regenerate health, which is something we like to put in because lots of players apparently like to walk around the enemies and regain health. And this is something we really liked and got inspiration from Dark Souls.
I am a big fan of Dark Souls myself, and I could definitely feel that inspiration when I was playing through the demo. But let's talk a little bit about the story. Who is Einar, and what are these weapons and abilities that you mentioned earlier?
Well, Einar is our main protagonist in the game. And Einar is not a regular Viking, just like the other ones that actually got corrupted and turned into Draugr. Einar has received the help from the gods, because just as the other Vikings, Einar is a human being. Well, with these powers that the gods have given him, Einar has the ability to transform into Thor and receive a hammer. With this hammer, Einar can do heavy, so lots of damage, but slower attacks. From Tyr, Einar has received an axe. With this axe, Einar can do really fast attacks, but doesn't do lots of damage. So you can do quick attacks, but not do a lot of damage. As for the third power that Einar has received, is Freya's power. With Freya, Einar has received a bow. With his bow, Einar can walk away and do quick shots or precision shots on the Draugr, and with these three god powers, Einar can combine them to produce smartly thought of combos. So while fighting a heavy, what you could do is a quick few attacks with Tyr and then swap into Thor to finish him off and do a nice charge attack to get a lightning bolt from Thor himself.
Yeah, and they do all feel very well implemented in the demo. So, the last question, and what I think people want to know most, is what can we expect from the final release?
This project Einar has been developed with a group of students within the company DreamPunks, and what we've tried to do, like I mentioned before, is produce a game that is as close as possible to a AAA experience. We haven't really been trying to build a game, so to say, but more of a showpiece, a smaller demo of what could we build. This means that we are currently at the final stages of the development. We will not be building Einar into a full experience, but we'll keep it at the current demo. However, we will still be developing some smaller features like bug fixes, aesthetical improvements and such, but there will not be a final game.
Interesting. You guys definitely are a very talented group of developers, and just like I said in the original video, so much potential. I think we're all really looking forward to the final release of Einar and what else DreamPunks has in store for the future. But thank you so much for coming out to talk with me today.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. You were the first Let's Play video of a game, and I've got to say, once the team found it and looked at it, the motivation went up a lot. So thank you very much for that. That really pushed us to the final result that we've now achieved. So we're happy you enjoyed the game, and we'll hope that we'll see another Let's Play video maybe of you playing the final version, and we're looking forward to talking to you again. Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, I hope you liked this deeper look into the background and development of Einar. If you want to play it for yourself, see my first video, or learn more about DreamPunks themselves, all those links are down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is CoalFire, and I will see you next time.